Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to start with a very familiar scenario. Imagine you have two friends. Let's call the first one Skinny and the second one Fluffy, just to make it easy to picture. What happens next? Skinny eats like there's no tomorrow, yet stays stick thin. Fluffy, on the other hand, could be eating just a few veggies, drinking plain water, or even just breathing, and the weight just keeps piling on. The age-old question, why is the universe so unfair? Why do I eat so little and still gain weight? Has probably crossed the minds of so many of us. And the usual answers we get are things like, you're just lazy, or it's because you're not exercising enough. But is it really that simple? Is there a scientific explanation for this phenomenon? The answer is, yes, there is. And it all revolves around something scientists call your basal metabolic rate, or BMR for short. Think of our bodies as a house, and every house has a central furnace. The job of this furnace is to burn fuel, which is the food we eat, to create energy to keep the entire house running. Your basal metabolic rate, BMR, is essentially the power output of that furnace. It's the minimum amount of energy your body needs to keep its most vital organs functioning, even when you're doing absolutely nothing. When you're sleeping, when you're lying on the couch watching a movie, or even when you're just sitting here with me right now, your body is still burning energy. Your heart needs to beat, your lungs need to breathe, your brain needs to process information, and millions of your cells are busy regenerating. The catch is, everyone has a furnace with a completely different power output. Someone with a high metabolic rate is like owning an industrial furnace. You throw in the same amount of wood, food, and it burns it all up cleanly, creating energy and leaving almost nothing behind. Someone with a low metabolic rate is like owning a tiny coal stove. That same amount of wood, the stove just can't burn it all. The leftover wood piles up over time. In our bodies, that pile of leftover wood is what we call body fat. This is the most fundamental reason why, given the same amount of food, one person stores fat and another doesn't. So, what decides if someone gets the industrial furnace or the tiny coal stove? The answer comes down to three main factors. Factor number one, muscle. Just look at Skinny here. Even without saying a word, the image shows a body with a high percentage of muscle. Fluffy, on the other hand, has a higher percentage of body fat. Why does this matter so much? Because muscle is the main furnace of your body. Every single kilogram of muscle requires a significant amount of energy just to maintain itself, even when you're not moving. It's like a machine that's always running in the background, constantly consuming energy. Fat, on the other hand, is just an energy storage depot. It burns almost no calories to maintain itself. It just sits there, quietly waiting to be used. So, a person with more muscle will have a much more powerful furnace than a person with more fat, regardless of what the scale says their total body weight is. Factor number two, hormones. Inside our bodies, we have an incredibly sophisticated control system, our hormones. They are like the silent conductors of an orchestra, directing every activity, including whether we burn energy or store it. The classic example is the hormone insulin. When you eat sugar or carbohydrates, your blood sugar rises, and your pancreas releases insulin. Insulin's job is to take that sugar from your blood and move it into your cells to be used for energy. The leftover is then stored away, in the fat cells. The problem is, many people develop a condition called insulin resistance. In this case, the cells stop listening to insulin's signal. To compensate, your body pumps out massive amounts of insulin, and high levels of insulin constantly give the order, "Open the storage doors! Save all this energy!" The result? Even if you don't eat much, your body is stuck in storage mode. We also have leptin, the hormone that tells you you're full, and ghrelin, the hormone that makes you feel hungry. If these two are out of balance, you might never feel full, or you might feel hungry all the time, leading you to eat way more energy than your body actually needs. Factor number three, your gut microbiome. The final factor, and it's a relatively new and exciting area of research, is your gut microbiome. This is the collection of trillions of bacteria living in your digestive system. Every single person has a completely unique ecosystem of gut bacteria, kind of like a fingerprint. Research shows that the types of bacteria in your gut can directly influence how much energy you absorb from your food. Some people have champion bacteria that are incredibly efficient at breaking down food and extracting nutrients. It's like having an army of super absorbers in your belly. So even if they eat less, they absorb the maximum amount of calories from that food. On the flip side, people with a less efficient microbiome might actually excrete a portion of that energy. They can eat a lot but absorb fewer calories overall. So as you can see, the story of eating less but still being overweight is not simply about laziness or lack of willpower. It's a complex combination of three key factors. Number one, how much muscle you have. Number two, the balance of your hormones, especially insulin. Number three, the unique ecosystem of bacteria living in your gut. And above all, every single one of these factors is heavily influenced by your genetics. Some people are simply born with a powerful, high-capacity furnace. Others are genetically predisposed to have a more energy-efficient, economy-sized furnace. It's no one's fault. So if you've ever felt self-conscious or beaten yourself up over your weight, I hope you can take a moment to stop. Instead of hating your body, try to understand it. We can't completely change the furnace size our genes gave us, but we can absolutely work to improve its efficiency. 1. Strength training. You don't need to become a bodybuilder. Just doing some resistance exercises like yoga, squats, or push-ups can help build muscle. Every little bit of new muscle is like adding another log to your furnace. 2. Prioritize sleep and manage stress. Lack of sleep and chronic stress are enemy number one for your hormones. They disrupt insulin and leptin and can make you crave food uncontrollably. 3. Eat a variety of fiber. Fruits, vegetables, beans, and whole grains are the perfect food for your gut microbiome. A healthy and diverse army of gut bacteria helps your entire body function better, including your metabolism. Every single body is its own unique universe, operating by its own rules. Comparing your body to someone else's is like comparing a sports car to a pickup truck. They both have value, they both have their own purpose, and most importantly, they both need to be cared for and maintained properly. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to me break down the science of weight today. I hope this video has given you a more scientific and objective perspective and helps you understand and love your own body a little bit more. If you found this video helpful, please hit that like button and share it so this information can reach more people. And don't forget to hit that red subscribe button below to join me on this journey for future videos. I'll see you all in the next fascinating what if topic. Take care. Bye-bye.